Okay, so I have to do it the old-fashioned way, I guess. Update on the balls of steel. Kind of no longer the balls of steel, though it's more like the vehicles of whatever of steel. And big update on the summer here 24. Completely switched the system, so it's just vehicles now, and I have a big kind of crazy not here, open now the Blender now, geometry nodes generating all these vehicles, their higher poly version here, and for kind of this garage view, and then the lower poly versions for the game. And what I did now is I put the character that's here now. It's got these Fresnel shading stuff updated to it, and it's also here now in the garage. You obviously can't see it on this with the darkened windows, but like all the vehicles now kind of have a spot where the character is at, and then the character, depending on which character is chosen, I have now two kind of different characters here. I just show this, that this guy still the materials here are not they're kind of plasticky. They're coming straight from Blender, not quite finished yet, but like what is simple, and this same here, not quite finished yet. But like now it's just a simple choice of vehicle, and then go race. I have this one Dubai set now done, and just to show the simple kind of. The track editor is now updated, so it's now basically it's just one path of track points, and that then generates meshes based on those track points. And now the editing of the track is kind of simpler in the editor. And especially the data is kind of, it's super simple, it's just kind of points along that grid. Okay, there's just a simple example what it looks like in the game. And go to the editor. Now I have this set up here. I'll make a new one. I'll call this, there's here work to do, like this scaling of this UI elements. It starts with like this. It's like super simple. You're either drawing or deleting, and you're either drawing track or objects. And now, since I'm drawing track, I can like start with some kind of simple track like that. And now, in like either way can be started. Added, kind of appended to the end, or start, or kind of either way, just as long as I kind of end or start at the end or start, it will kind of append. And then there's the mode for drawing objects, and like they're now split into two groups. Should be just one group really. This doesn't really help, it just makes it harder now since there's so few, and you have to actually kind of change. And there's few options here. There's this hump thingy that actually changes the part, and then I can go delete the object to kind of. And now there's the option to delete kind of parts if there's enough room here. It's making sure that you can delete just whatever, but you have to kind of have stuff around it, and if I make this gap here, it will make a jump there. And now I can draw it back. It actually just kind of turns that track point on or off here in the data to make it work well for that situation. And then there's another mode for like just selecting and moving stuff up and down to show how it works. Like I can now I selected a few of these pieces, and now that like one of these kind of has to stretch, so to make sure that that happens. Before that, it makes these kind of strip indices, strip positions, so to make sure that there's enough, there's like 3 straight pieces to validate that this action kind of can happen here. And now since it could happen and I did it, now I can just kind of continue here on the next floor and do whatever stuff here. There's some error there, and oh yeah, there's some. I did something wrong here already. Maybe I can just save this. There are some bugs to fix there in the editor now, since it's like in the new whole new mode. The editor for the first track seems to be kind of fine now, and I can go test it. So there's this little jump, and then going on to the next floor. It's kind of procedural in a way now that like the track points, if there's a gap, it will automatically figure that out. Now if I go like here and do the same move and move this stuff up, like at the edge it's making it dark because it's showing like that if I now move this down, that's where it's gonna kind of bend. It's actually doing it on the wrong. This one should be the dark. And then if I move down kind of, or up, if I'm moving up, it's okay to move 1, but if I move 2 up, it immediately changes it into an elevator. And if I move that back, it goes like this. I could actually make it like that. So this is kind of a fine stage for the way I like to start. It's like, okay, there's a jump now. I'll put a kicker there to get some more speed. Maybe another kicker there. So this kicker is now only available for this piece. You cannot put it like, you can only put it in this 90 turn piece. There's another kicker if wanted like more speed on a flat part. I could put it there. So there's like a flat kicker now. To really simplify this stuff, and there's a couple of options. This guillotine really works well here at the end. So I'll put that there. So that's starting to look like a ready stage. That's all it really needs. I can just now go test it. So all this is kind of very easy to now use on the phone too, because it's like touch screen stuff, and it's almost like a spline mesh, but kind of slightly better, because you have the grid to kind of help you work with it, even if you're like let's say like 10-year-old or something like this. You probably won't have the kind of technical knowledge to work with splines yet, but technically this will do similar stuff, but way easier. So that's a simple stage, and I can now just start another stage, which is like simple drawing on this grid, and it uses the what is the Heim some guy algorithm line to kind of make it always work as a line. So this is the stage now for the Balls of Steel. So like the editor is now editing only splines, but it can pretty simply make simple tracks. And vehicles are now coming with the vehicle generator and can be chosen here when racing, and I can just go do a simple race, one more race here. So yeah, the printer here it's printing it's like in a good state now to kind of make one some kind of push for the Android devices. So it's playable and you can edit those tracks yourself, and kind of coming with this push here for probably next week. So super simplified now compared to those balls. It's just a vehicle, but all the same features. That these tracks can be super different. And like all these airspeed, acceleration and handling values really count, but the idea is now more to keep these tracks kind of so that you just choose one kind of class or whatever you would call this, and it's like none of these is like superior on the other, but like they're all pretty balanced. You can either have a fast one which will have then problems on the jumpy and more technical parts of the track, but it's obviously going to be faster on the straights. Like each one of these is supposed to be kind of balanced in a way that it's like it's just a fun game, and like even the tractor can compete against the formulas, since the tracks will have like jumps and like it will have obviously here it will fall behind, but with all these kickers and all these kind of elevators and stuff, it you can still compete with the tractor versus the formulas, for example. It's like just as long as you kind of don't hit these obstacles and stuff, and the kickers will kind of balance it out even more. And like with the formula, it's gonna be even hard for like a jump like this. It will easily overshoot this while the tractor is kind of much more under control. So it's kind of competitive no matter which. It's just kind of fun. Like it's gonna be on the easy level, it's gonna be easy to win. And then obviously if this would be kind of, this game would be kind of taken to like a PvP level, it's gonna be like much more fun, and options, different options with these different vehicles. And so I guess that's good enough for this update for the Balls of Steel. Hopefully get some kind of build out of it like in the next couple of weeks. I don't know, my Twitch kind of broke, so I'm doing this with the OBS. I'm gonna have to kind of just record this now with OBS and then upload this somewhere. That kind of sucks too, but this will probably now be a video on YouTube. So all of this kind of works pretty well now. I got this kind of racing system, which is good for with these 3 stages. You just edit kind of 3 stages, and then it kind of automatically flows into a kind of like a 1-minute race. If each one of these is kind of 20 seconds for one stage, 3 times that stage, and then 3 times the 3 laps on each stage. It kind of works, and there's all this system for playing it and going back to the menu, and all this stuff is kind of ready for the game. So it's kind of a pretty, this racing and editor parts are working pretty well. Just need to kind of go through and make these. You can just start here and now just choose a country where the dude is from and the home stadium, and kind of figure out the look a bit. It's kind of all dynamic, coming from one Blender file. Kind of make this interface slightly better. It works really well for the kind of small screen on the mobile, and with the touch screen. Kind of, I'm not sure if all these undo things are needed here, but it's using kind of the new interface pieces here too. It's like pretty simple to just set up a character, then start a game. Oh, the name didn't go there. I have a choice of 3 different characters here. I got this new guy, and if I now go to the race, yeah, this is light bug here. You have to actually choose a vehicle before the animation update. So there's an just a simple animation here set up, like if it's rideable, it has this riding animation, and if it's like a drivable, then it has a driving. Like obviously now this hairstyle doesn't quite fit in there, and it's like some more fine tuning there for the positions and stuff. Anyway, the vehicle you choose, what is like the formula here, the street racer. There's one more where it's kind of more lying down in there, and then there's the printer that kind of prints the track now, following those indices. And now driving with the formula is obviously so much faster that this street track should be a piece of cake to win. Just as long as you don't overshoot or do stuff like that you fall down on the bottom floor. Let's see, can I, oh yeah, kind of out of control because it's so fast. So the balance here is kind of obvious. That like just because it's faster doesn't mean that you're gonna win, because then you need much more control with it. So anyway, hopefully get this out, and yeah, hopefully this kind of works. Test for the video after the summer, like 24/8, like after 3 months of nothing, just a big update. Everything changed